Alright, have you guys heard of the most wanted list? This is the most wanted people in America, and there's also the world's most wanted list. These are the world's most wanted people in the world, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have grown up watching the show Cops. You know I'm talking about, these officers who chase these bad guys. A lot of these guys are on the most wanted list. And did you guys know that just recently, I'm pretty sure after so many years of the show Cops, they're finally pulling it from the network because there's just so much corruption exposed on the show. It's absolutely insane. Well, in this list, we're gonna be talking about dangerous people, but not only that they are dangerous, these dangerous people are in hiding. A lot of these guys are masterminds. Well, how's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon, Dowlatsingh. Welcome back to a brand new video, a brand new most amazing top 10 video. Make sure you guys subscribe. All right, so let's get right into this. This is the top 10 scary people in hiding, part 2. Starting off this list, number 10, we have PEDRO Lopez, who is by any measure one of the most depraved human beings ever to walk the earth. The former car thief was found guilty of murdering 110 young girls in Ecuador in 1983 and confessed a further 240 murders in the neighboring Peru and Colombia. He said at one point he was raping and killing 3 girls a week. Police only believed this guy when a flash flood happened, like the flash flood came in and it uncovered a mass grave. Absolutely insane. Our number 9 on this list, anyone who's wanted, well, the reward for finding them is $20 million. Alright, so anyone who's anyone whose wanted reward is $20 million, well, they have to be a pretty freaky fellow. Well, Rafael Caro Quintero, well, he's apparently still wanted by several 3-letter agencies, and also made famous by Netflix Narcos series. Well, let's take a look at how this dude wound it up on this list. Well, Rafael Caro Quintero, he was born on October 3rd, 1952. Well, he's a Mexican drug trafficker who co-founded the now disintegrated Guadalajara cartel. He founded this with Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo and along with other drug traffickers in the 1970s. He is the brother of fellow drug trafficker Miguel Caro Quintero. He was the founder and former leader of the defunct Sonora cartel. When he was a teenager, Caro Quintero allegedly began to grow marijuana on a low scale at the ranch owned by his brother Jorge Luis. In less than 5 years, Caro Quintero managed to buy several other ranches in the surrounding areas, and he began to amass a fortune. He has been cited as a pioneer. Like, imagine being the pioneer to like a drug trade in Mexico, and he is described as one of the preeminent drug traffickers of his generation. But if that's not enough, of course there is murder in the mix. Up next, number 8, we have ALEXIS Flores. He was born in 1975. He is a Honduran fugitive, and that's for the kidnapping and rape and murder of 5-year-old Ariana de Jesus in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 2000. Flores is the 487th fugitive to be placed on the FBI's most top 10 wanted fugitives list. So on March 22nd, 2007, a local arrest warrant was obtained in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and Florence was charged with the murder and various other felonies to go along with that. On the same day, a federal arrest warrant for Flores was obtained in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, and he was charged with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. I mean, anyone on this list, if they're caught, they're gonna try to flee. Well, Flores was added to the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives list in 2007, and there was a reward of up to $100,000 for just information that would lead to his capture. This is offered by the FBI. A lot of these people on the most wanted list, they're very valuable, which makes it really hard for them to stay on the run because everyone is looking for them. Everyone wants to cash in a big day. Coming in hot, and at number 7 on this list is George Edward Wright. Well, he is wanted for his involvement in a series of crimes dating back to 1962. I mean, this guy has been on the run for a very long time. This guy is no stranger to doing some pretty terrible things. Well, let's check them out and travel back through time. On November 23rd, 1962, Wright and an accomplice who was later arrested shot and killed the owner of a gas station in Wall, New Jersey during the commission of a robbery at a business. On December 13th, 1962, Wright was indicted for the murder. He entered a plea of no defense and was sentenced to prison for a period of 15 to 30 years. Then on August 22nd, 1970, Wright escaped from the New Jersey State Prison in Leesburg, New Jersey. So the state of New Jersey issued an arrest warrant for Wright after he was charged with escape, and on August 26, 1970, a federal arrest warrant was issued for Wright in the United States District Court, District of New Jersey. And then after that, he was charged with unlawful flight to avoid confinement. Anyone who escapes from prison is an automatic red flag criminal. And number 6, we're bringing you a pretty intense story about domestic terrorism and one slippery member of a domestic terrorist group that got away. Josephine Sunshine Overaker, an American citizen believed to be either 43 or 46 years old. I mean, why do we even care? Well, they fled to Europe in the late 2001s. Overaker faces 19 felony charges, conspiracy to commit arson and destruction of an energy facility, attempted arson, and arson in the District of Oregon. Also in the Western District of Washington and the District of Colorado. This person just wanted to go everywhere, just light everything up. In 2004, the FBI merged 7 independent investigators from its Portland, Oregon field office, and they called them Operation Backfire. According to an agency statement, the operational focus is on investigating acts of domestic terrorism carried out on behalf of 2 activist groups. So she was suspected of at least 25 domestic terrorism acts, including the $26 million firebombing of a Vail ski resort in Colorado in 1999. And then she was arrested in Cuba in 2018, and right now in 2020, she's somewhere out there. We have no idea where. Okay, so right now we're halfway through this list. This next gem of a monster is still on the loose, and the reason behind it is still gut-wrenching. Yasser Abdel Saeed, born in 1957, is a fugitive of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, an Egyptian resident of the United States. So he could be living amongst you guys. I know a lot of you guys are from the States. Well, he is wanted for the murder of his 2 teenage daughters in Irving, Texas. Saeed, who was very controlling over his family, was believed to have felt that his daughter, Amania, and Sarah dishonored the family by refusing to adhere to the standards to the traditional Egyptian culture behavior. So he killed his daughters because of their behavior, but their behavior wasn't abnormal. He was very controlling. All right, from there, let's move on. Number 4. Okay, so this next one has an unexpected twist, so I just had to add it in. We're talking about Mark Stephen Bauman. He allegedly sexually assaulted a 7-year-old girl during a 6-month period in 2002, and this is according to the Texas authorities. He is on the list of the 10 most wanted sex offenders in the States, and he is thought to be in Mexico right now, but I mean, we haven't found this person, so we don't actually know his whereabouts. Well, Bauman was known to have ties to Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and Colombia. In 2007, a probation violation of an original offense, aggravated sexual assault of a child warrant, was issued by the Travis County Sheriff's Office for his arrest. Additional warrants were also issued for Bauman's arrest in 2007 by the Austin Police Department for possession of child pornography, improper photography, and failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. While the U.S. Marshal have also issued a warrant for Bauman's arrest for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. I mean, I think we can put this on everyone. We can say that everyone tried to avoid prosecution because a lot of these guys are wanted for some pretty horrible things, and when they're captured, well, they're gone away for life anyway, so what are they going to lose? All right, and at number 3, we have a guy who's been out there on the loose for the past 44 years, and that's as of February of 2020. Well, there is a prolific killer on the loose. Former State Department Foreign Service Officer William Bradford Bishop. He murdered his whole family in Bethesda and then suddenly just disappeared. This is a killer mastermind. Investigators said on March 1st, 1976, Bishop told his boss that he was sick. Well, he went into Sears at Montgomery Mall. He bought a sledgehammer and a gas can. He fueled up the station wagon, got a shovel and pitchfork at the Bethesda hardware store, went home, killed his wife, then his 3 sons, and then his mother. He took the hammer that he bought and beat her over the head and killed her in just the most terrible way that you can think of. So first this guy killed his wife, and then he killed his kids who were getting ready for bed. They were in pajamas, and then blood splatter that he left behind shows him going to the back of his house, and that's where he killed his own mother. And then he drove south to North Carolina, dumped the bodies in a grave he dug, and set them on fire, and then drove to the Great Smoky Mountains and then vanished. Next up on this list, number 2, I mean, I have to include this on this list. A lot of people will find this humorous, but this is a pretty serious deal. So for all you cool cats and kittens out there, you know where I'm going with this one. We're talking about Carole Baskin. Well, Carol Baskin, we know where she is. She's at Joe's zoo because she just overtook his zoo. I'm pretty sure she is now the proud owner of his zoo while he's in jail with, I'm pretty sure, with the virus. And I hope Trump is able to do one thing good and get him out of prison. Well, in this one, in number 2, we're talking about Carol Baskin's husband. I mean, where is he? I know in the show, in the Netflix documentary, they were kidding about maybe feeding him, like the possibility of feeding him to a tiger. Well, it seems fairly plausible because there is no way that this guy just packed up and left town. Is Carol Baskin a murderer? Do we have the wrong person in jail? I think Joe and Carol Baskin, and a lot of people, I'm sure millions of people can agree with this, I think they should switch places because I'm pretty sure she murdered her husband, unless this guy is a genius, wanted to get away from her, and he just disappeared. So the big question is Carol Baskin's husband still in hiding? Is he going to reappear one day? I don't think so. And finally, number 1, we have Ghislaine Maxwell, the youngest of Elizabeth and Robert Maxwell's 9 children, and he was born in France in 1961. Well, the family lived in an English mansion, and her father was the founder of a media empire and served in Parliament. Maxwell attended one of the UK's most exclusive boarding schools, and then Oxford University. So we're talking about a pretty, rich family background, and someone who's very intelligent. Well, as members of the British High Society, Maxwell mingled with some of the nation's most celebrated families and became friends with Prince Andrew. After Epstein's death in 2019, Ghislaine literally fell off the face of the earth. This month it was reported that lawyers for accusers seeking to file a civil suit against Maxwell have been unable to locate her. This is a very curious case of someone in hiding indeed. I mean, what did they do? What are they hiding from? Well, there you guys have it. That was your list. That was the top 10 scary people in hiding. I was your host for this one, Landon Dowlatsingh. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video. Who co-founded the now disintegrated? The now disintegrate.
Guadalajara.
Huh?
Guadalajara.
The now disintegrated Guadalajara?
Yeah.
Guadalajara. The now disintegrated Guadalajara cartel with Miguel Angel Felix.
Well,
Miguel?
yeah.
And he founded this with Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. Gallardo.
Gallardo.
Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo.